I'm dipping in my seven. I'm flossing in my seven. I'm riding in my.
This was first done as a live stream. Now we back to bring it to you in a better, well lit, better audio quality video that's straight to the point. And you can put your questions down in the comment section below. What we're gonna be talking about? Well, we're talking about power. Let's go. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy LSCHEVYRYDER254. Man, you tuned into another one. This video right here is for everyone that is getting ready to do a LS swap into their GM vehicle, right? I've done a video like this before. However, it was pretty much the car was already done. You know what I'm saying? I was just kind of trying to point out wires. In this video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you exactly how we go about identifying certain wires. Like I said, this has been done as a live before, and I just want to bring y'all a better quality video with better lighting and all that stuff, so that y'all can kind of better see it and understand it. So, in my last video, or not the last video, but when I did the live, I was basically explaining how everything pretty much starts and it ends with the battery. As far as your electrical in the vehicle, everything, the power, all the power is provided from the battery, positive and negative. All the way through the car, everything is broken up either in the circuits with fuses and relays and switches, and all that power comes from here, and it's continued to be charged by the alternator, and that's how the power goes throughout your vehicle. I'm talking tail lights, interior lights, radio, everything is on different circuits that are controlled by, like I said, either switches, relays, or fuses. So what you want to do when you are contemplating doing an LS swap, whatever, and you're just looking under the hood and you're like, man, what the hell? Like, where do I start at? I'm gonna try to make this as simple as possible. So like I said, everything starts with a battery. Battery has two connections. The battery positive cable, which I have here, this is the stock one that came from this vehicle, and then you have your negative. Now your negative, pretty simple. It usually has like 2 grounds to make sure you have a good ground. There's one that goes down there, and it is grounded to the frame. And then you have another one here, which, as you can see, my finger is pointing to. There's a ground right there for like a secondary ground to make sure that ground is good. Now for the battery cable in most of your vehicles have 2 leads off of them. One may go to a fuse box under the hood if it has it, like in the new LS cars and things like that. The other one goes directly to your starter. So this right here, we follow it around and down, and this is what connects to your starter. So now you may think, okay, well, if that goes to the starter, how does the power get inside of the car? Well, that's what I'm here to tell you next. So if you look right here, your fuse box, your bulk wiring, your bulk fuse box connection is gonna come off the harness, and it's gonna be looking just like something similar to this. This is what the one looks like on my G body, and if you can see, there are 2 wires that go in that way, and that is the constant power. So that's how the power gets into the car. Now, how does the power get from the starter to inside the car? Or how does the power get inside the car? Well, it's through the starter. Now, as you can see, these are 2 connections that are made into one connection. This connection right here is going to attach to your starter. As you can see, also this little small connection, this also goes to your starter. This engages the solenoid. It turns when you turn the key all the way forward. It engages the starter and cranks the vehicle. Under your vehicle or in your harness, more often than not, this is a purple cable. Now this one it's purple. It's just, you know, been beat up, so now it's more like black and blue. So that is your purple wire. If you look up the harness a little bit further, you can see there, you can actually see the purple. And then you have two red wires. Those two red wires, which you can see here, are wired into there. Now with this and your connection that's straight from the battery connected to the starter, when that is connected, now you have power inside of the vehicle via the starter. Now as you can see here, one of those wires branches off and it goes and has right here. Now I'm not sure on this car if this went to the starter or if this went to the actual alternator. I believe it was the alternator, however I'm not 100% sure, but that is something that you need to know, that your starter or your alternator needs to be hooked up in that same circuit so that it can go back and charge the battery. So either way, that wire there, this red wire, which is connected from the power here at the starter, then comes up and this goes to the alternator. Now as you saw on this battery cable at this end, there was also a second connection here. So no matter if it's right here or it's this cable right here, a connection needs to be made to the starter so that it can charge the battery. Okay, so that takes care of one of these wires off of the constant power. Now the other red wire is what goes inside of this vehicle, and that is what powers the fuse block. Now, like I said, everything is controlled through fuses, switches, and relays. Once that power is into the fuse box, now you have power to pretty much everything else in your car, even your accessory wire. The accessory wire, or your key on power, is that pink wire that comes back out and goes to your distributor, as you can see right there. Now when you get ready to wire your LS harness in, anything that needs key on power, you can connect through this wire. You wire this pink wire into your harness, your standalone harness that's been done, and it will give key on power to the circuits that need key on power. The standalone harness will be a whole nother video. There's lots of resources out there for it, lt1swap.com, etc, etc. But a lot of people don't know where to wire it into the car at, and that is what I'm showing you here. It wires into this pink wire right here. So now the purple wire, which also came up this harness, as you can see, it doesn't exit right there. From there, all you need is to identify your purple wire. Now your purple wire has continued to come up all the way back into the vehicle, and it's under the hood, or under the foot, under where your feet go in the fuse block. So what you need to do, somewhere out here, you can take this purple wire and you tap it into the purple wire that is in your standalone harness, or you can run a direct line straight to your starter. Just depends on how you choose to do it. But this purple wire goes to the smaller plug on the starter. and that is what helps you, or that is what engages the solenoid and starts the vehicle. So that pretty much is in a nutshell what it is, explaining the wiring and how it works. Now you could get really kind of deeper off into this, but this is the basics. And no matter how the wires are ran, when you get ready to put this LS motor in there, I mean, this is a custom install. So the number one thing is just to identify those wires and see how they work. Once you've identified them, then you can run them however you want to. With, you know, just make sure you use the appropriate gauge of wire. You don't want to go anything smaller than the gauge that's used originally. That way you don't have or create any issues. So all right, so that's pretty much been the video and explaining the wiring and where you're gonna wire your LS harness into the vehicle, so you can pretty much do step one. Could this be step one? Yeah. I think this is pretty important to identify this stuff ahead of time. That way, when you actually get the motor into the car, then you're not like, oh, where does this go? Where does this go? Where does this go? You already know. And once you have those wires either identified or labeled, then you're one step closer to getting your LS swap done. This will be video 1 of a series, I guess. Subscribers have suggested doing a series, so this will be, I guess, the number 1 in-depth series video of you know, just understanding the wiring. In the next video, I'll pretty much explain how you go about wiring the harness into the vehicle. So I won't actually be doing it, I'll just be explaining it, because probably I'm not going to be at that stage yet, and then, like I said, it kind of slows up the recording if I'm doing it at the same time. So I figured just making the video and explaining it to you the best way I know how, that will allow you to see it and ask any questions, etc., and then I can be focused on explaining it so you can best understand it. So, it's your boy, LSCHEVYRYDER254. Let me know if this video was helpful. If it wasn't helpful, what do you think could be done better? Like I tell people all the time, I don't consider myself a teacher or an instructor or nothing like that. I'm just trying to share the knowledge that I have with you guys so that you could be one step closer in doing this thing yourself. So till next time, it's your boy LSCHEVYRYDER254. Remember, identify your weaknesses, make it your strength. Life is all about choices. Choose wisely and productivity over procrastination. Gone.